Hey everybody, this is Greg from TechCrunch, and we're here at ToyTalk. ToyTalk is an interactive children's entertainment company. It's made up of all kinds of ex-Pixar folk. So they've been working on something kind of secret for the last couple years, and we're going to check it out. All right, so we're here with Oren Jacob, who after decades of working at Pixar and a stint as entrepreneur in residence at August Capital, co-founded ToyTalk. So what are you guys showing?
ToyTalk is a company exploring the idea of entertainment as conversation. We want to create characters and tell stories by talking to audiences and listening back to them and talking back in conversation.
Okay, so what does that really mean? What are you guys working on? What's the product that you guys are going to ship?
Our first product is called the Winston Show, and
Okay.
it's a show in your iPad that stars Winston and Ellington, and they're in conversation with you. You're part of the show this time. As opposed to just watching TV, where you're sort of in a passive experience. Now we're going to be talking back to you and asking you questions and engaging you in trivia contests and talking about your interests and what's your favorite sport, what foods you like as well too, and riffing on you conversationally back and forth, seeing if we can make you laugh that way.
So what age range is this made for?
We're trying to entertain the whole family, but I say that we probably peak somewhere around 6, 7, 8, and 9. So elementary school years, I think, is sort of where a lot of kids like enjoying talking to us, but also parents as well too. We write for the whole family.
Okay. So what's the tech you guys built here?
Well, a lot of things. We have a lot of speech recognition going on here, especially for children, which is its own set of challenges. Artificial intelligence to respond back to what you say. Natural language understanding to decide as best as we can how to respond to you. And a whole authoring system to construct conversation as entertainment that our creative team uses downstairs, as well as animation pipelines to get an ocean of content to your iPad live and to get our characters to perform, both visually as they pose and gesture and animate with you, and talking back to you as well.
Mm-hmm. So walk me through it a little bit. When a kid opens, do you want to call it? Do you call it a game? Do you call it a show?
A show. The Winston
Show. We'll call it a show. So when a kid opens the show, what happens?
Winston will say hi to you.
Okay.
Usually, it's Wednesday hump day. That's kind of fun. Hello, Winston's here for the show today. Usually does a mic check to make sure we can hear you properly. Okay. And once that's on, once we get through that, the show starts any one of a number of skits. So sometimes we're doing a trivia contest, kind of like Win with Winston, where we'll ask you some questions and chat you up like a game show host for a while. Other times we are choosing your own story, writing with you as you tell us, are you swimming across the lake, climbing a tree back and forth, and sort of a branching story that we tell verbally back and forth. Sometimes we end a pretty open-ended conversation in a fireside chat, a bit like in the actor's workshop perhaps, or a Charlie Rose interview, where we're talking about some pretty broad topics. And also you meet some historical figures. So you versus history, you might come across Marie Antoinette or Blackbeard the Pirate. Lewis and Clark show up as well too. And answering questions back and forth with those characters. Upon occasion, they get a bit out of control, and Blackbeard the Pirate has been known to cause a mess in the show sometimes.
So what happens if the show can't understand what a kid is trying to say?
Well, we do our best to understand what you say directly. And if you answer a question in a way that we're not prepared for, sometimes we'll catch that and redirect topics that we like talking about as well to keep the conversation going. But Winston also has a bit of mind of his own. He won't always respond to the way that you expect him to, kind of by design. And so part of it is as much how much can we understand you, but also the character traits that Winston has himself and what his mood is a given day. Game show hosts sometimes have better days than not sometimes, so we try to work both angles in that regard.
So in making this technology, has there been any challenge you didn't expect? What's really been the biggest challenge?
Probably a couple. I would say in general, speech recognition for children is its own field we're trying to open up.
What's the difference there?
Well, kids are acoustically very different.
Okay.
Their prosody, which is all the qualities of their spoken English here in the States, are very different than adults. Their pacing is different, their cadence is different, their intonation is different. They work at a different fundamental frequency. Kids' voices are different than adults in that regard. So we have to have a lot of recordings of kids' voices to be able to recognize them accurately, and that's itself a challenge. Another one that's really maybe also core to the company too is being able to create enough content, enough things for Winston to say to deliver a credible conversation. Mm-hmm. And we've had to write thousands and thousands and thousands of lines of dialogue and responses back to be able to handle a question like, what's your favorite sport? Then, having produced hours and hours of content that we have already for the show, we're excited to share with everybody this week. We have to have the performance of our characters match all of that recording. So there's hours and hours and hours of animation we have to produce with the crew that a startup can bring to bear, which is very, very small compared to what a AAA gaming studio or a film studio or TV studio can do. the way to pull that off really on a device that has modest storage like an iPad does is really to stream to the device. So everything that you hear coming from Winston and its performance is streamed live down to the iPad. And then you hear him talk back and perform back as he animates back to you as a live connection.
And you're streaming the kid's voice up as well, correct?
Yeah, speech recognition is all done in the cloud, and that's the best way to get the best quality recognition.
Do you have any privacy issues there? Do you have to worry about?
We do. Anytime you have a recording of a child, you have to deal with personal information. The COPPA rules and regulations changed on July 1st. So we ask for consent from parents before you can get into the show at all. Parents create accounts in the Winston Show, and once they grant consent through an email plus workflow for them, an email plus flow, then we can let the child play because the parent said it's okay to talk to their kids. And that's important to us as a company. I'm a parent myself. I have 3 kids. And making sure that we let the parents always be in control of what data is we have of their children, that they can see it, and decide what to do with it in a very clear and direct way is important to us as a company. So we have to build that all out too.
So Winston Show ships this week?
That's right.
On iOS?
Yes, for your iPad.
Okay, just iPad?
Yes.
Okay, good to know. And how much will it cost?
We're offering the whole show at this point at no charge,
Okay.
just to get a really sense of how the audience responds to us. You know, people to talk to our characters and meet them for the first time, and so what you're seeing available today with the hours of content behind that is available for free.
Okay, but you guys might add more content in there later.
We certainly hope to, yes.
Okay.
Yes, but for now we're starting that way.
All right, cool. Thanks so much.
Thank you.